Greetings all. Welcome to Aquarian Diary. I'm your host, John Irving. It is April 18th, 2023. I was recently contemplating the energies that have shifted a lot, and I have been attributing that largely to the shift of Pluto into Aquarius. That is a subject I have talked a lot about here. And I had some insights into it, which I thought I would share. And I'm claircognizant, so I don't know how I get these things, but I do. What I got, very clearly, was that during this period, we are going to see how society itself is completely screwed up. Now, if you've listened to my episodes, that's not a surprising statement coming from me. However, what I perceived we will en masse experience is that awareness collectively. It's kind of like what Marshall McLuhan said, that the medium is the message. That the problem itself is really about how our society functions and is organized. There's going to be a lot of drama about this, because before we can change things, we need to see how they're broken and how they don't work. So that will be at the forefront of our attention for the next 20 years or so. I'll give you a practical example. I think about politics, and a lot of politicians and political groups or political parties in many ways largely function simply to keep themselves in power. In other words, their agenda is not entirely for the betterment of society. A significant portion of it is dedicated to their own survival and existence. Anyone in public service really should be primarily focused on serving society and the institutions or organizations that they are a part of should be secondary to that. But obviously that's not how it works. There's a lot of good people in the public service, a lot, but there's also many who are motivated by power and greed, achieving notoriety and things like that, which is why things don't work as well as they could. And there's many other aspects of society that could be considered. The way it's organized, the hierarchical aspects of it. Is it really a meritocracy? How do the world's cultures intersect and interact? Is it egalitarian? And so forth. Those are the kinds of things that will be shifting and changing during this very long period of time. Now, just to be clear, nobody alive right now has experienced Pluto in Aquarius. It's been nearly 250 years since that has occurred. So prior to now, we have used conjecture or speculation in many ways to try and anticipate what this would be like, but now we're in the energy. A little bit, at least. We're not fully into it yet. It'll be a couple years before we are really into that energy. But we're in it enough now to start to feel it tangibly. Pluto in Capricorn was very focused on the institutions and the hierarchical structures of power and how those were being abused. Pluto in Aquarius is about how society needs to be reformed. Again, this is a very progressive energy. So with the people who are trying to move forward their agendas, such as autocracy, authoritarianism, and fascism, are doomed to fail. Those are problems of the past. Even if we're still dealing with the manifestations of them now, that chapter is closed, effectively. There's a couple brief periods for a few months when Pluto goes back into Capricorn, where we will finish up some loose ends basically. But for the most part, that chapter is over. So I just wanted to give you a brief update because I had this experience of clarity around what is going to be up with Pluto in Aquarius from an experiential perspective now that we are actually in the energy a bit. I suggest people check my channel directly to see if there are any new episodes. There's something weird going on with YouTube lately, and I don't really know what it is. So just a heads up there. If you want to support this channel, you can book an astrology reading. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks for all your support. Take care, all the best, and I'll talk to you again soon.